So today, let's talk about the Germany opportunity card or the chance card. Of course, I might be saying that wrong because it's in German. Please do not crucify me. But the German opportunity card is now officially open for application. If you remember, I spoke about this, placed a video away some time ago this year and told you to prepare to apply for the German opportunity card as soon as it opens for applications on 1st of June. We are already in June, and so this card is now open for applications. And if you're listening to this, first of all, is to make sure that you know that I am not an immigration officer, so I will not help you with any type of processing of applications or for visas or for any type of process. This video is for information purposes, which means that you also do need to do your own research and read because this card is dependent on an individual and where you stand in terms of the language, the age, and so on and so forth. So please make sure that you do your own research. And also, if this video is not for you, you know what to do. Share it with someone who can benefit from it so that we can keep on growing this community. So now, the German opportunity card. You might be listening to this and you're wondering, okay, Nita, so what do? I want to go to Germany. I want to go and work. And so please tell me exactly what to do. One of the things that you need to realize here is that this is a points system. So, which means that every single person might have different points depending on the various things that I will stipulate right on this video. And also, another thing that you need to realize is that this card usually is not a guarantee of a job immediately, because you also need to go and look for a job in Germany. And once you secure a job, then from there, you can be able to get permanent residency in Germany, okay? And once you get the permanent residency, this could also lead to a path of citizenship, maybe dual citizenship, especially if your country of origin also allows for the same. So please make sure that you do your own research first so that you can ensure that you understand pretty much everything. So one of the things that you also need to realize is that you can apply for this card in the consulate in your own home country, okay? And you can also check whether where you are located, you can be able to apply for this online. However, it is very much based on points systems. And so one of the things that you also need to check is whether or not your occupation or your field in which you excel in is one of those fields that is being sought out after, because this will mean that you earn more points. So you will get points from one, your education or training. So remember, for you to be able to qualify for this opportunity card, you need a minimum of 6 points, okay? 6 points. So for education and training, you can be able to get at least 1 to 4 points of your education and training. So which means that you would need to show that your education and training are relevant to your field. So which means that if, for example, you're in Kenya, make sure that, you know, obviously the German embassy perhaps also recognizes your education. This would mean things to do with even equivalence tests being done. And this is something that you can ask directly in the German embassy in Kenya and be able to understand what to do in terms of the equivalence test. So you will get 1 to 4 points for education and training. So another thing that you also need to notice about education and training is that you will be able to get exactly 4 points if you are qualified for a regulated profession. This could be maybe you're a doctor, you're a nurse, and so on and so forth. Then you would get 4 points. So that is for education and training. You would be able to get between 1 to 4 points. Remember, the minimum is 6 points. Another way to be able to gain these 6 points is if your qualification falls within the shortages of occupation. So which means that if your qualification falls within the list that they have stipulated, and I will leave a link or a list of the shortage occupations that they have enlisted. This is within mining, software development, engineers, managers, vets, health professionals, and so on and so forth. The list is quite there. So if your qualifications fall within this category, then you would be able to get another point. So please make sure this is another way of getting the 6 points, the minimum of 6 points that is required for you to qualify for this opportunity card. So if you're with me, the next way to check is your age. So they have stipulated that you can get between 1 to 2 points depending on your age. So if you are below 30 years of age, then you would be able to get 2 points. And if you are between 35 to 40 years old, then you get 1 point. Now, another way to gain these points is through your professional experience. So within the professional experience, you can be able to get 2 to 3 points. And this is dependent on how many years of experience that you might have had. You might have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, depending on the experience that you have. Then you can be able to get between 2 to 3 points due to the professional experience that you potentially have. So this is another thing to check, especially dependent on the field that you are targeting. So you can be able to stipulate this very clearly, or in terms of a number of years that you have of experience. Now, another way to gain these points is obviously your language skills, and these are German skills. So you remember the way I told you in the last video that you need to go ahead and start studying the language because it's going to give you some points for sure. Then this is the part that I was emphasizing on. So you can be able to get between 1 to 4 points depending on your language and the level that you are right now. So depending whether you are in A1, A2, B1, B2, C1, C2, depending on the level of your German language, then you would be able to gain between 1 to 4 points. So this is very dependent on you. So if you have not yet learned any language, perhaps this is the time to start already and go and enroll in some German classes so that you can start perfecting, perhaps even get to an A1 or an A2 at least, and get a few points in there. And obviously, because this card has just been launched, however, obviously, in case you do need some bit of time to maybe learn the language and gain more points, maybe this is the way you would gain more points to enrich the 6 points, then this is one thing that you would definitely do immediately. However, there is also the option of, if for example you have the 6 points and the language is not even part of it, then you have the option of actually ensuring that you can show that you are ready to go and learn the language in Germany and immerse yourself in the German language, because in Germany you really do need to have the language skills so that you can be able to work in their companies as well. Now, you will also be able to gain another 1 point if you have been legally staying in Germany. And this is not for holidays or for leisure, or you went to visit a family friend and so on and so forth. So if you have been staying in Germany for at least 6 months for the last 5 years, then you will definitely get 1 point from this opportunity card system. So you can be able to use that in your favor. So for instance, maybe you have been living in Germany, perhaps maybe even for studies and all these kind of things. You can prove that you've been there for the last 6 months within the last 5-year period, then you can gain 1 point, and this goes towards the application of this opportunity card. So please make sure that you also check out that part. One other thing is that if, for example, you have a spouse and you guys are applying in the same German mission in your own country of origin, it could be Kenya, wherever else that you are applying for this opportunity card. If you're applying together, then one of you could get an extra point as long as all other requirements have been met. So which means that maybe you're applying at the same time, maybe you put up your application actually at the same time, and maybe even one of you has maybe some few lower points. You guys can decide who gets that extra point, so that maybe it raises the number of points that maybe is required for them to get the 6 points. So this is very important for you if you're thinking of moving with your spouse, because this card has the potential of you moving with your spouse and even bringing in your family, especially if you go to Germany and you're able to secure an employment and you get yourself a permanent residence, and you're able to actually bring your family much later, and they can even study in Germany and now live in Germany. So this is one of the things that you need to notice, because it will help you with the points system. Now, another thing that you also need to realize is that before you go to Germany, then you would also need to prove that you can be able to take care of yourself within the time period that you will be looking for this job. Because it's one thing to go through all the points system, go to your consulate, and they say, okay, you have qualified because you have the right number of points, we accept your application. However, when you're going to Germany, you need to have at least, I think, 1,027 euros per month, so 1,027 euros per month, for you to be able to show that you can take care of yourself within the time period for which you will be looking for a job. And you also have the opportunity to have trial periods of at least up to 2 weeks of certain jobs, so you can go into a job and get to understand how to function within 2 weeks, and maybe leave to another one perhaps. And you also have a leeway where you can be able to also maybe change jobs depending on how you feel in terms of what job you find, and so on and so forth. Remember, this opportunity card is currently valid for 1 year, after which, obviously, if you're able to secure good employment and then you get permanent residency, then you continue to live in Germany. However, in some circumstances, and I say in some circumstances because you need to check this information on the official websites, there are some circumstances where this card can be extended for another 1 year. So please make sure that you check this out with your consulate as well, and so that you are at par with every requirement that this opportunity card is requiring. Now, is it doable? You might be listening to me and you're like, okay, really, that's a lot of work, that's too much. Yes, it's doable. There's a lot of processes that you have to go through for sure, and you also need to check whether your qualifications are at par, whether jobs you've done and the training that you've had is at par, your age, your language skills in German, in case you are applying with a spouse, and so on and so forth. Remember, you need a minimum of 6 points for you to qualify for this particular card. Now, it is very, very, very new in terms of, the application procedure might be very new. So please make sure that you also consult with the consulate or the German embassy of wherever you're listening in from, so that you can get all the information that you need, so that you are, good to go with your passports, with your equivalence tests, with, pretty much everything, so that, you are good to do. Remember, this video is just for information purposes. Once again, if you're looking to move into Germany, it is definitely much doable. It could take some bit of work for sure. Remember, this channel is pretty much to push you into moving abroad and going for the best of opportunities. So please make sure that you're also doing your own research. I keep on repeating this because it's very, 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 very important, because you'll find several other channels telling you, oh yeah, sure, pick up and go to country A, B, C, D, E. But there's a lot of work that actually is needed for you to do before you can move to a country. I will tell you that for a fact. I will never lie to you and tell you that, oh yeah, tomorrow you'll be in Germany. Yeah, it's possible for you to move to Luxembourg tomorrow. No. it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of applications, it can drain you, it can also drain you financially. This is very much possible, but it's very important for you to know exactly what you're getting yourself into before you can even start applying and start creating these castles in your head that are neither here nor there. So I'm here to tell you that and tell you that it is possible, and to walk you through each of the very steps that you need to do so that you can achieve the goals that you have been dreaming about. I do hope that this video has been helpful to you. Please give it a thumbs up, share it to someone else who can benefit from it, and make sure that you can leave your comment or any question that you might have on the comment box below. Once again, make sure that you can also join my membership. I keep on saying this, support this channel if you feel that this information has been helpful to you, and also give me some feedback. Maybe you listened to a video here and it helped you. I've had quite a lot of feedback on my DMs on Instagram, so I love you so much, you guys. This community has been fantastic, and I've been so excited to keep on creating on this community. So until next time, I do hope that you keep subscribed. All right, bye now. See you in Germany.